Good, beautiful morning, everybody, and welcome to the Saturday edition of Shortcuts for Your Soul. This is our day of practicing the simple function of meditation, but I was also guided to come forward with a message from the Ascended about mediumship and its purpose. So we're going to do that in just a moment. Remember, today is a brand new day for you, for everybody. So for those of you that are just coming on, I have with me a group that call themselves the Ascended, that is comprised of literally ascended masters: Buddha, Jesus, Yogananda, Archangel Gabriel, Elijah, and many others, as there have been many masters throughout human history that have come forth. And before we begin, there's a couple things we need to go over. First of all, while you're on our Saturday show, I would highly encourage you to get the most out of this, that you consider doing two of the following things. Do these two things as you listen to today's show. And then we're going to get into the subject that they want to discuss about mediumship and its purpose, because it's important that you understand what mediumship actually is and what is its purpose in our lives. But before we begin, we're going to simply ask you to take a long, slow, deep breath. And that as you take that breath into your body, as you direct your body to breathe and fill the lungs completely, hold the breath for about 3 seconds and then exhale. And as you exhale, give your body permission to relax. Give all the muscles permission to relax, and then draw in another slow, deep breath. Hold the breath for a few seconds, and again, as you exhale, give all the muscles in your body permission to relax. You can do that. Give them permission to relax. And continue breathing slowly and deeply like that, allowing the muscles in your body to relax. What this does is it begins to pull your attention away from the physical dimension by placing your body into a state of relaxation. Your attention gets freed from the distraction of the 5 physical senses. Now, the second step to do, the first step again is to breathe and give your body permission to relax. The second step is to breathe in slowly. Imagine you can draw your breath into the space where all your thoughts, all your memories, all your emotions, and all your future considerations are. Imagine you could draw your breath in there. And so draw your breath into that space. Hold your breath for a few seconds. And when you exhale, release all the thoughts, all memories, all emotions, and all future considerations. As you exhale, give your mind permission to be still for a little while as you exhale. And then take in another slow, deep breath like that. Fill the space of your mind with your breath. And as you exhale, give your mind permission to be still, to be quiet, to be peaceful. You can even use those words into the space of your mind. Be still, be quiet, be peaceful, and use an internal tone of voice that sounds like you really mean it. So you say, be still, be quiet, be peaceful. This second step, in conjunction with the step of getting the body to relax, in getting the mind to be still, you pull your attention further away from the world and its distractions, so that you, as an awareness, can begin to perceive yourself as something other than a collection of thoughts, as something other than just a physical body. Now, both of these things, your body and your mind, are useful when they are under your loving authority. But for now, just continue to use your breath to give your body permission to relax to be still, and use your breath to give your mind permission to be still, to be quiet, to be peaceful. And you'll notice that, especially on the exhale, how much easier it is to give your body permission to relax. And you'll notice on the exhale how easy it is to give your mind permission to be still, to be quiet, to be peaceful. And the reason for this is because you are using the breath of your body to direct the activity of both the body and the thinking mind. You're using your breath as an instrument to direct your body and your mind to be still. And if you continue in that process, you will notice that your ability to pay attention to what we are about to say will be enhanced. That is, you will not be distracted. Even sounds that might happen around you will not distract you, as you've differentiated yourself from the sounds of the bangs and the birds and the dogs that you might be hearing, or the jet planes. You're putting your mind and body into a position where you are the awareness free of the distraction of them. Now, the consideration that we wanted to discuss with you while you're in this place of open receptivity, while your mind and body are put in a state by you of relaxation and open receptivity, as you gain familiarity with the fact that you can use your breath to direct your body to be still, to direct your mind to be peaceful, you liberate yourself from subjectivity to them. Mediumship. What is mediumship and what is its purpose? To come to an understanding of what mediumship is and what its purpose is, we need to go to the beginning. That is the beginning of when you came into this physical world, into that physical body that you're hearing these words through. You came into this physical realm from a place that was not so physical. And you became embodied in that form that you hear these words through. And if you understand that the body harbors you, and in the beginning, you had 5 physical senses that were completely open. When you came into this world, your 5 physical senses were completely open and receptive. Completely open and receptive. That's what your physical senses were at the moment the body took its first physical breath. You came into it in that moment, and it was open to the world. But simultaneously, you had these other senses, but these were not senses of the physical kind. These were senses of your consciousness. We call these senses clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, and claircognizance, the non-physical senses that you as an awareness possess, that you had at the moment you came into the physical embodiment. You had these other senses, these non-physical senses. And some of you might ask, well, why don't I have these senses now? Why can I not read somebody's mind? Why can I not sense and know things before they happen? How come I cannot feel the presence of divine entities around me? How come I cannot communicate to people that are not in physical form like the great masters? Why can I not communicate with them? You might be asking. And we would say this to you, that when you came into that physical embodiment, the environment, those around you, captivated your attention with the name that they gave you and the way they defined you and all that distracted you. Your attention became more focused essentially upon the functions of biology and the external world. This pulled your attention away from developing these other senses that we speak of: clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, and claircognizance. So this world pulled your attention away from these other faculties. So you developed, or had developed, by distraction, sight and sound and touch and taste and smell. These garnered the bulk of your attention. In fact, the world pulled you into the senses, and you moved away from these extrasensory capabilities that you still possess within your consciousness even today, and that they must be reactivated and developed as you are going through life with one arm, so to speak, tied behind your back, with only the external senses to comprehend your experiences here. You cannot see, hear, feel, and know that which your senses cannot provide for you. And so these other senses require your attention in order for them to be developed. Just as the senses of smell and touch and taste were cultivated and developed, you were encouraged to know the sensation of hard and soft, hot and cold. You were encouraged to know light and dark. You were encouraged to smell beautiful. You're encouraged to taste sweet and salty. These senses of your biology, you were forced into keeping your attention upon them, and thereby not having the opportunity to develop these extra senses that allow you to comprehend and gaze into the non-physical dimensions of consciousness. Now, mediumship, as you need to understand, there are levels of mediumship that are good, and there are levels of mediumship that are not so good. Just as there are elements in this physical dimension that you would consider to be pleasurable and good, and there are elements in this physical dimension you'd say are not so good, so too this realm of the invisible, the realm of the extra senses, likewise has the elements of that which is good and that which is not so good. And a level of discernment is necessary, just as you have been taught to discern that which is good from that which is not so good. Do not put your hand on something that is too hot, you might burn it. You learn from your experience what is good and not so good for the body. Well, the same is true for this invisible realm. The mystical realm also has that which is good and that which is not so good. That requires that you gain exposure to these senses to develop them, the non-physical senses of clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, and claircognizance. It is important you understand that these have the same exposure to the polarities of what you call good and evil, as does this physical dimension have what you call good and evil. So too do the non-physical realms of consciousness have that which is good and that which is not so good. And likewise, when you begin to explore into the realm of the invisible, the extrasensory, the place of seeking to know or commune with various degrees of consciousness. Many of you have been told it's okay to pray to God, but why is it not okay to pray to an ascended master? Why is it not okay to do that? Because it is okay to do that. You can connect to love and you can connect to fear equally. The choice remains in your own capacity to choose. And again, as you're hearing these words, we hope that you are in a process of you've put your mind and your body into a state of receptivity so that you can hear what we are saying from a place within your heart and not within the conditioning of your head that the world has perhaps prejudiced you from hearing the truth effectively. There is good and evil both in the physical dimensions and in the non-physical dimensions. We primarily focus upon your garnering understanding and wisdom and knowledge from your exposure to both realms, that you can learn to differentiate that there is good in this world and there are things that are not so good in this world, but that you can also learn that process of differentiation in the realms of the extrasensory, that there are beings, there are entities, there are consciousnesses that are both good and not so good in the realms of the imperceptible, that which is not perceivable to your five physical senses, but which is perceivable to your consciousness. There are realms that are not of this world, that are both good and not so good, that can be perceivable to your consciousness. The function of mediumship is to begin to acquire information beyond what you know that could aid you in your process and your progress of enlightenment and freedom. That you can learn from what you do not know how to end your suffering, how to heal your body, how to bring clarity to those that you love, how to understand the function of love, not simply as an act of sensory pleasure, but as an act of spirit, where the communication is based in gratitude and compassion and the upliftment of others. And so the function of mediumship has the same pitfalls as the physical dimension does, but its function primarily is to understand, who are you? What is your purpose and function while in a physical embodiment? What is your purpose and function in interacting with these realms of information that go outside the spectrum of the five physical senses? What is that? And you want to understand this, and there are certain steps that need to be taken. And like anything else, there are precautions that need to be applied. Whether you are in this world, there are certain precautions that you have to apply, that you don't walk off a cliff, or that you don't step in front of a motor vehicle, or that you don't eat something that is not good for your body. There are precautions you must learn to take while in this physical dimension, as equally there are precautions you need to take in exploring and awakening these senses of clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, and claircognizance. There are precautions. And some of those precautions are as follows: ensuring that the vibrational state that you are in leans more towards the positive than the negative. That is, you've gotten to a place where you can bring your emotions to a place of stillness. You can do this. To venture into the unknown with clarity, that you can sense and feel the difference between that which is good and that which is not so good. As equally as you can observe a person around you and sense from them that they are good or they are not so good, that their intentions may be good or not so good. You can sense this with your inner senses, with these invisible faculties of your soul, these other ways of seeing and hearing and feeling and knowing that each and every one of you has within you. Every one of you was born with these internal faculties of clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, and claircognizance. As equally as you were born with five physical senses. Again, why many of you are disconnected from them is simply because you've been so captivated, so drawn into the physical world. It came at the expense of your disconnection from your spiritual world, these other senses that are available to you, that can still be developed at any stage in life, that you can go through a very specific process to awaken these dormant senses that did not get developed when you were younger, as they ought to have been. These non-physical senses are dormant within all of you, and they can be developed. And like the physical world, you must approach the realm of mediumship, of learning to connect to information with the same level of discernment. Is the energy that I tune into a good energy or a not so good energy? How do you learn to discern and trust these things? As equally as there can be people that are deceiving in the physical world, there can be entities that are equally deceptive in the spirit world. But in a vibrational state of love and truth, you cannot encounter those, and you would know the difference if you did. In a vibration of love and truth, you can discern that which is evil from that which is good, that which is right from that which is wrong. So the function of discernment is equally applicable in the world of spirit as it is applicable in the world of biology, this physical world all around you. And our reason for coming through this one today was to simply provide you with an understanding that is very important, that you learn to activate these other senses that have been left dormant, denied, and ignored by the environment, because most of what is in the environment has convinced you to believe that you are simply just a physical body with a collage of thoughts and memories. And that is simply not true. You are a spiritual entity in possession of a physical body, in possession of an acquired personality, but you are also an awareness independent of these things, with the capacities to access information beyond the perceptivity of the five physical senses. And is that not exciting? That there's a whole world of perception for you to begin to communicate with, to receive guidance and information from, that will uplift you and ennoble you in spirit as in flesh, that will uplift you closer to love. If you want us to use the term closer to God, we'll use that term. The invisible realm of love is as equally wondrous as the visible realm of love. Do not confuse sensation with actual knowledge and wisdom. Mediumship is a very important thing for all of you to comprehend and understand. That it is a different world with the same set of rules, but are not bound in the functions of biology, but in the functions of consciousness. And so we simply wanted to define for you today what is mediumship and why it is so important. That the limited knowledge that you have confined to the space of your personality excludes such a vast realm of information that is available to you in opening up your awareness to that vibration of love, truth, wisdom, compassion, kindness. These vibrational states, when cultivated in your consciousness, in your biology, when you cultivate these frequencies in your mind and in your body, then your exploration into the non-physical realms of information have a foundation upon which you can stand. That is, these states of love and kindness and compassion and curiosity and playfulness and creativity loan themselves to preparing you for your expedition into the realms of the invisible, where all other information is available to you. All other information is available to you outside of what you know. And our dear brother Buddha speaks of this with great excitement when he says, "It is what you do not know that will free you from what you know. And do not be afraid to relinquish what you know to know what you do not." Do not be afraid to relinquish what you know to know what you do not. What we have said in the beginning, where we have asked you to direct your body to breathe slowly and deeply, because the next logical question then from you would be, well, how do I begin this journey? And we will say to you, the first two steps are, first, you must learn to recognize that you have an authority over both your physical body and your mind that the world has not revealed to you yet. For if that authority were revealed to you, there would be far less disturbance and dis-ease in this world, because you would understand that there are certain things that are compatible with your body and your mind, and certain things that are not compatible with your body and mind. But the first two steps we illuminated to you earlier: to breathe slowly and deeply, to give your body permission to be still, permission to be relaxed. You use your breath to direct your physical body to be still. Then you turn your attention and you maintain your awareness that when you exhale, the body reacts and responds with release automatically. And that the process of the breath then can be applied to the thinking mind. For once the physical body is directed to be open and receptive by you, then it is open and receptive to you. And that you can use the same function of breathing as the second step to get the thinking mind to be still, to be quiet, to be peaceful. And we even said to use those words with your thinking mind. Very gently you say, be still, be quiet, be peaceful. I am with you. Gently speak to the mind, be still, be still, be still. Do not be aggressive with your mind. Be gentle with it. As you use these two primary steps, you place the physical body and you place the thinking mind into a state of stillness, of open receptivity, where you, as the delightful soul that you are, become disconnected, so to speak, from being subjective to the incessant thinking mind and the distractions of the senses. Your mind and body placed in this state by you will remain in that state as long as you allow them to remain there. If they seek to become distracted or disturbed or anything such, just simply apply the process of your breathing again. And again, give them permission to be still, to be quiet. These are the first two steps that begin to open the doorway to the realm of the invisible, to the realm of the unknown, to the realm of what is outside of what you know. There is a state of vibrational well-being that begins to happen to you when you apply this process of giving the body permission to relax, of giving the mind permission to be still, to be quiet, to be peaceful. That sequence of words, to be still, to be quiet, to be peaceful. That you gain a practical authority that allows you to experience yourself as that which you are, undefined by the thinking of the mind or the definitions of the body. You begin to experience yourself as the awareness that you are, the one that has authority over both mind and body, but is not mind and body simultaneously. It is a resolvable paradox. But you begin to experience yourself more as you are, more as you were when you came into that body. Except now this process reverses what the world has done to you. The world has gotten you caught up in the body, caught up in the thinking of thoughts, caught up in the emotions that those thoughts that think create. So this process loans itself to drawing you back away from all that. So you begin to feel the vibration of yourself as you are, as an awareness. And in that place of awareness, you can begin very carefully, we might add, the process of exploring the realms of the invisible, the realms of clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, claircognizance, where you can interact with the realms of non-physical consciousness and information. This was our reason for coming here, that both the physical world and the invisible world have polarity to them. There is good and things that are not so good in both realms. And you have been told for many centuries that you should fear the invisible world. And we say to you, you have no more to fear of the invisible world than you do of the visible world. You have equal wonder and beauty to experience in the invisible world as you do in the visible world. And so for those that would tell you to fear that which you do not understand are doing you a great disservice. And you do yourself a great disservice to not be willing to explore beyond what you know. In this process we're articulating today, this is the process of awakening, of conscious and deliberately awakening your soul, remembering what you are, and beginning a process of experiencing that. You can do this. You were born to do this. You were born to understand that you are not simply a physical body or a collage of thoughts that constructs a personality. That the definition of yourself does not have to come exclusively from the world, but from the experience of being what you are. And you cannot know what you are if you're attached to the personality, to the body as being the only locus of your identity. If you cannot explore beyond what you know, then how can you possibly know what you do not? But these two simple steps are but two steps that we teach through this one that enable you to move freely between this realm and the other. In fact, you come to an understanding that they are not separate at all, that they are designed to intimately work seamlessly together, much the same way as your two hands can be coordinated into a harmony of task. So too, the realm of the visible and the invisible can be coordinated into a harmony of the process of creation. And when you recognize this, then you realize you do not need to be going through life not knowing, but you do not need to fear what you do not know. You can embrace what you do not know to know what you need that you do not know. We keep this as simple as we possibly can. And again, we bring you back to the understanding of these first two steps of the breath, of breathing your breath in deeply. And that when you exhale, you give your body permission to relax. And you stay gently persistent with the breath, allowing all the muscles, all the nerves, all the organs, all the glands in your physical body, you give them permission to relax as you exhale. You allow yourself to experience the body responding to you. That in and of itself would give you a change in your own energy. And then you apply the exact same process to the thinking mind. That thinking mind, you breathe into that thinking, remembering, anticipating mind. You breathe into it. And as you exhale, you simply give your mind permission to be still, to be quiet, to be peaceful as you exhale. This process repeated gently and deliberately and consciously loans itself to liberating you from subjectivity to the thinking and remembering and anticipating mind, while it simultaneously liberates you from the distractions of the five physical senses. When practiced even moderately, you will begin to feel a sense of well-being and peace that naturally comes with getting detached from subjectivity to certain beliefs and ideas you might harbor about yourself, certain beliefs and ideas the world may have given you about yourself that may not accurately represent who you are. And so you find yourself moving into this state, conscious and deliberate, that you can indeed say to the mind and body, be still, be still, be still, be still. And in that place of stillness, you begin to awaken. We have said what we had come to say today through this one. There is much more that you can explore and know, but these two foundational steps will open the doorway to the invisible for you, the realm of perception beyond the five physical senses. But know this, that there is in this dimension of physical time and space, good and evil, as there are in the non-physical dimensions of consciousness, good and evil. That understanding that being in a state, a vibrational state, closer to that which is love and goodness, will establish that certain things will be experienced and encountered as equally as you go into this world generally in a good state, you will generally meet good people. If you go into this world in a frustrated state, you will generally meet others of that kind as well. And so you are free to define your energy and then embark on the journey of the invisible and complement the existence of your physical world with the wisdom, the knowledge, and the truth of the invisible. We are the ascended, and we are here, not only through this one, but through many others. Your opportunity to liberate yourself from unnecessary suffering is being presented to you, but you must receive the gift that is offered. You cannot receive a gift if you do not choose to receive it. And so we have offered it to you, these 2 steps. Let us go into some questions here. I want to thank the Ascended for being present with us today. I love what Master Buddha said earlier. That's really good. Good morning, guys. Hi. So we'll take questions for a few minutes. They'll take questions for a few minutes on what you need to know. Now, the invisible realm, yes, I will. They want me to tell you that the invisible realm contains what you do not know from the 5 physical senses. People don't just cease to exist because the body ceases to function. People don't cease to exist because the body ceases to function. They exist in the invisible realm. They go from the visible to the invisible, as when you were born into this world, you went from the invisible to the visible. These 2 realms are interchangeable. You walk between them both. Keep this in mind and keep your questions intelligent. Make certain they're questions that will give your life a deeper understanding and meaning of what we said. For if you have an understanding of what we're saying, then you will certainly begin the process of curious exploration, and you'll begin the process of surrendering some of your unnecessary fears and concerns as these simple 2 steps loan themselves to that natural outcome that your mind and your body will no longer disturb or distract you, but will then become your faithful and loyal servants in the process of your journey. Wow. Thank you. Good morning, everybody. Much love to Australia from Canada. So yeah, the subject again was, what they say, mediumship and its purpose. And I really love how they describe this, that learning to use the invisible realms. And I like that they said that there's good and evil in both realms, the invisible and the invisible. Unfortunately, most religions target that it is evil and wrong to talk to spirits. It's not such a good idea to talk to spirits that are low vibrational, that are based in fear, power, authority, and control. It's much better to align yourself to beings of light, compassion, kindness, truth, wisdom, love. These are the ones you want to connect to. And the purpose of mediumship is that you can access those realms of information, right? That you can access them. Thank you so much. I'm glad you liked the live. Hi, everybody. Good to see you guys here. So if you have a question, we're getting lots of traffic happening today. If you have a question and you want to ask a question, I won't get to all of them, but if you really want your question to be answered, you can use the super chat feature. If you're on YouTube, you can use I think there's a special feature in the conversation panel if you're on Facebook, and on TikTok, you can use the Linktree link in my bio to ask a question directly, I have my trusty phone here that I can receive a notification if you've asked a question directly through PayPal. But we will do the questions that we can do with the time that we have. Question from Drusilla. Any message from my sister-in-law's mom who just passed? The only words I'm getting from her is whoopee. That's this word, whoopee. That's what I'm getting from her, just this great joy and this great relief. She had no idea. She said, I had no idea that I would feel this relief. Yes. She said she delayed as long as she could. And now she says, I would have left sooner if I'd known what I was going to experience. This happens to a lot of people when they transition out of matter back into the invisible realms of consciousness, right? That's wonderful, Drusilla. Thank you so much. I like the feeling and the energy of them, because when they come, each one has their own unique flavor of awareness. Because anyways, thank you so much for that, Drusilla. Getting a chance to experience your energy is very nice. Hi, Lisa. Good to see you. Thank you for the badges and so forth. Duality. That's right. Duality. Again, hi, William. Do we lose our deceased loved ones if they reincarnate? You don't. This is a great question. And you don't lose them if you understand how to connect with them in spirit. Because when you come back into a physical embodiment, this is what happens to most people when they come into a physical, that you leave the physical dimension and you reconnect to yourself as a non-physical awareness. When you reincarnate, then the environment has the tendency of pulling your attention back into the 5 physical senses. So you become a personality, and most people gradually get disconnected from who they were as consciousness and get lost in the identification of personality. But that consciousness that they are does not lose connection to any aspect of its experiential reality, both physical and non-physical. So to answer your question quite directly, no, they don't lose connection or experience with what they've had with you. They may not have conscious recollection of it after they reincarnate, but conscious recollection can be restored the moment you begin to get differentiated again from being subjective to there's talking to me all at once. When you can learn to differentiate from the biological identity and your spiritual consciousness, then you can recapture information from past lives. You can recapture information from your relationships with other beings over time and space. In that position of the invisible, you have access to all else that is not of the physical dimension that you're in. So yeah, anybody that comes into an incarnation, not everybody and anybody, there are individuals like Satya Sai Baba, Yogananda, Jesus, Buddha, Zarathustra, Joan of Arc. Many ascended masters have reincarnated with the full knowledge of their previous lives. Krishna is another example, right? Many of the Hindu gods have done this, have been deliberately and intentionally reincarnated with the full knowledge of all their past life experiences, because they're not bound by a single life anymore, like most people that come into this physical world. They get bound into this one identity and they lose everything else that's connected to it. They don't lose it. It's just lost to their awareness because their awareness is localized to a single personality. But I like what the Ascendant said earlier, that those first 2 steps of using the breath, and they teach this in our masterclasses. I channel these Ascended Masters in our masterclasses, and they teach the process they teach a lesson and they teach a meditation to help you integrate the lesson, and you're repeatedly exposed throughout our entire masterclass series to the processes of reconnecting to the invisible realms of information in a state of consciousness that is high vibrational, right? Because a lot of people, if they leave the physical realm, they want to explore other dimensions, but they're angry. You'll experience entities that will interact with you on that level, and we're seeing that happen with people on the planet. A lot of people are being interfered with or interacted with by dark, low vibrational entities. Look at people like Bill Gates, George Soros, people in high positions of government who are actually infested with dark, low vibrational entities because their greed, their anger, their sexual objectification of people, puts them in a low vibrational position. As equally as you can have the ascended masters, that Master Jesus, who's in another embodiment right now, and others that are in physical embodiments right now, that function on a plane of love, and they connect to entities that are functioning from that plane of love. So a lot of good mediums around the planet are in a frequency closer to love than fear, so they bring information through that is of that frequency. But yeah, if you come into the body, most people get lost in the body, but the ascended masters will come into a physical embodiment retaining full knowledge of their previous lifetimes. So they know exactly why they're incarnating, what their purpose here, and the purpose is always the same: to establish love as the dominant vibrational state to exist in. Yeah, I know. They also tell me, though, that to be juxtaposed with the opposite, to balance love and fear. To balance the two, to not have one too much or the other too much, but to have a balance. So they come in at the appropriate time to balance collective unconsciousness properly. Right now, they tell me that we're more leaning towards fear than we are towards love. And that movement towards fear has brought into this physical dimension and allowed to come into this physical dimension beings of a low vibrational state that support and sustain greed, authority, damage, destruction, sexual objectification, confusion, and they have come into this world that way, as equally as the ascended masters are now coming into this world to counter what is happening. And what you see happening with the planets and the sun, these electrical phenomena are also influenced by our consciousness as a species too, and how we affect all the other life forms on the planet. But look at that wonderful question. Thank you so much. You ask a question, you just don't know where it's going to lead, which is a good thing. Oh, thank you. Somebody's asking me, thank you for the super chat, Drusilla. Should Fred retire? I get a resounding yes. Yes, yes, yes. He will not do this until he understands the preciousness of the time that remains for him. The preciousness of the time that remains for him. And the time that remains for each of you, likewise, needs to be cherished in its fullness. Wow. Thank you, Drusilla. Appreciate that. Mama Bear, that's why I'm taking your masterclass. Yes. For those of you that are familiar with the masterclass, and those of you that are already registered, I'm really excited about what's coming for all of us in this series coming up. You've got 2 more days to register for the masterclasses with a 30% discount. Go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com, and register for our masterclass series. And I want to tell you a little bit about them. And when you do register, please use the coupon code Enlightenment so that you'll get the 30% discount at checkout. But I want to tell you a bit about the masterclasses and how they came about. When my wife's mother spoke to me, the first time I had, since I was 20, someone come in and speak to me. I mean, this beautiful perfume smell filled. It was the most wonderful thing. So that opened the door for me being able to hear and see and connect to these non-physical entities. It's where the genesis of my mediumship, as it is now, happened about 5 years ago. The first seed of it was planted when I was 20, when my guardian angel John spoke to me. When we got back to Toronto after that trip to Newfoundland, they said, you have to teach what we will share with you, and we will tell you what to teach. And so they guided both myself and Norma in what to write down. So we wrote down what they told us to. We constructed and created these courses. And our 101 masterclass is based on an introduction to mediumship, where you get to experience practicing certain practices to gain an awareness of the invisible realm of information, to learn how to interact with it in a safe, constructive, and positive way. You wouldn't go running off a cliff without knowing what's on the other side. Well, going into mediumship is similar to that. You want to go in knowing the steps to take. A mountain climber has to learn certain things to climb a mountain and to descend down a mountain if they want to rappel. In the practice of mediumship in the 101 Masterclass, you're taken through practical, simple steps to begin to open up your non-physical faculties: clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, and claircognizance. You learn simple, easy ways to reconnect to your non-physical senses. You also learn how to connect to your guides and angels, the ones that will vibrationally work with you when you learn how to connect to them, when you learn how to change your frequency. We also include a process of high vibrational eating, different things you can eat, different things that you can drink that will raise or promote the vibrational state of the body going up, raising in frequency, so it feels better and good. Because the higher the vibration of the body, it attunes your body's energy to a higher frequency. So we address the non-physical realm of opening up your clairs, the practical applications of getting your body ready, and subsequently learning how to teach your mind to be still and quiet. And the whole 101 Masterclass, we have 4 other mediums that work with us, and we literally all walk you through on a once-a-day basis for about 1 hour every day, Sunday to Friday. We have a different instructor every day of the week, and you get a chance to experience your own awakening, connecting to your guides and angels. The Mediumship Masterclass 102 is one of our most exciting courses, where they came in, they gave us the knowledge and the practical steps to teach people how to begin the process of training your mind and body to be your servant and not your master, how to learn to work with and release old emotions out of your body, how to restore a vibration of peace in your mind, how to recognize that you are not your thoughts, you are not your emotions, you're not your body. These are instruments of creation that are available to you. And so the 102 Masterclass loans itself to releasing yourself from the past and liberating yourself. It's called 102 Masterclass 102 Liberation. A Masterclass 101 is called Awakening. And then we have Masterclass 103, where it's called Creation, about what you do when you're no longer caught up in the limiting beliefs of your mind. What do you want to create with your life? What do you want to begin to manifest in your experience? And again, these courses, I remember the 103, we were told to set a starting date for the Masterclass 103. They said, you set this date and you begin the class at this time. And we were waiting and waiting and waiting for them to give us the information for the 103 Masterclass, and nothing happened. So the day, and we had all these people that had enrolled in the class, and Norm and I are looking at each other and go, where they're not telling us what to do. They're not telling us what to write. And literally 15 minutes before the 103 was launched the first time, I think it was 4.5, 5 years ago, 15 minutes before the course, they told me to grab a calendar and write down what they told me. And literally in 14.5 minutes, the entire course was mapped out. And then we started the live event, because every class has an orientation at the beginning. So literally 30 seconds before the orientation of the 103 begins, we now have all the information from the class. And we end up teaching the 103 for the first time. And then that whole process of learning creation was born in that light, which was really a powerful thing for both Norman and myself, because we were in our ego minds thinking, what's going to happen, right? And they said, don't worry, just relax. And literally, I think we still have the calendar somewhere where all that was written down in 15 minutes. I think we still actually have that page tucked away somewhere where that happened. And then about 6 months later, they said you had to create another course called the 104, which is called Masterclass 104 Transcendence, where you then go into the process of moving beyond just, the things of this world, making more money, creating better health, which are all well and good, but learning how to commune and connect to the divine in yourself, how to connect to love. What would happen to you if you met pure love? Consider that. That was what they first said. They said, what will happen to you if you meet pure love? And that's an interesting question. If you were to meet pure love, like Master Jesus, if you allow yourself to connect to the energy of Master Jesus and allowed yourself to experience without resistance his love, or if you allowed yourself to connect to the energy of Master Buddha without any resistance to his love, or Yogananda, or allow yourself to connect to the energy of Satya Sai Baba, Or Joan of Arc, to connect to the energy of love without resistance. What would happen to you if you connected to love without resistance? And they call that transcendence. And it's a very wonderful process. Anyway, I highly encourage you to register for those classes today. If you register for the 103 and the 104, you can take them at a later date. If you choose to want to take them at the later date, please make a note when you register for the course that you want to take it at the later date, so that way you can register for the 102 and the 101 and 102 in March and take them in March. And then later on after that, you can take the 103 and 104 in sequence from that. Because right now the 103 and 104 we're running are from students that were from the last 101 and 102. And these courses are life-changing and life-empowering. And I'm honored and privileged to be a vehicle for the Ascended Masters, other multidimensional beings, to communicate to us and articulate, and that you can learn to receive that wisdom and knowledge and communication equally, because there's none of us that are beyond the other. And in a profound way, we are all quite remarkable. We can all receive and gain access to realms of information that we don't have readily available to our five physical senses. And I wish for you to have that experience. I really do. So somebody's asking, thank you for the super chat. Really appreciate that, JJGG. Any new recommendations specific for 2024 from my guides and the Ascended? Thank you. Do not be afraid of the discomfort of your suffering. Let the presence of your love be offered to your suffering, whether that suffering is in body or in mind. Let the offering of your love be that which you give to yourself, to your suffering. And let it also be that which you offer to others who suffer. There is a clear distinction between the functions of love and what it says and what it does. But for you, we know you. And so the offering of your love to the suffering of your body, the suffering of your mind, will give you the understanding of the transcendent nature of your function of love. For the function of love, consciously wielded by your consciousness, can affect great and beautiful changes in your understanding of creation and your function in this physical dimension while you are here. Wow, great question. Thank you so much. Hi, guys. Hi, good to see you. I'm learning to be still, be quiet, be peaceful. That's beautiful. Yeah, I like how they say that when you're breathing, you just have to, they oftentimes during the master classes, they say this quite frequently. The internal tone of voice that you use when you're thinking thoughts is very important. So when you're doing that second sequence of breathing and you're exhaling and you say to your mind, be still, be quiet, be peaceful. They say the tone of voice that you use when you think that thought to your mind. They said a lot of people are trying to get their mind to be quiet. Shut up, stop, I don't want to hear you. They said that will never work. They said that is like trying to tell a child it's not hungry when it's hungry. They say that, no, you must be gentle, you must be soft to your mind. For your mind does not know any better than it knows. And so it's very important then you be still, be quiet, be peaceful. So beautiful, it's so delicious. When you give that to your mind and you experience how it responds to you. So beautiful. Thank you so much, brother. So I'm just saying thank you to Yogananda and many others that are, they flow, their spirit flows everywhere around us. And when you open up to receiving wisdom and guidance from them, it's a beautiful thing. And they all have their own unique flavor of truth. They have their own unique flavor of love. They have their own unique flavor. Some of them, sometimes it feels like golden light. Sometimes it feels like I'm being carried upon a cloud. You know, each of you will experience your interaction with divine beings the way you will. Your guides, your angels, the ascended masters, even your loved ones. I've encountered loved ones who have literally ascended to love. They were in a very terrible, difficult incarnation, and the body gets ill and diseased from low vibrational energy extended over a period of time, and they leave and they go to the exact opposite. The person leaves the body, and suddenly they're in an enlightened state. They go, "Wow, I'm in the polarity of love. That's pretty amazing when you experience somebody who's left the physical dimension and they restore to love. That's not always the case, right? It's not always the case, but that happens sometimes. It's very delightful when it does. It really is. Do you believe we get signs in our dreams from spirit guides, angels? Absolutely, Ezra. Absolutely. Okay, I'm sorry. Somebody's telling me to tell you this, but you must understand the differentiation of these signs. For some of you will get signs that come through your personality and get distorted by your mind. And some of you will get signs and signals that come to you directly, and you know this is good. You will know the distinction between that which is good and that which is of the mind, because beautiful, wonderful wisdom can come to your mind and your mind can distort it. So you must learn to make the distinction between yourself as the receiver, receiving yourself, or your mind as the receiver, distorting what you receive. So yes, each and every one of you has the same capability to receive signs and guidance and signals, but it can be distorted by the personality or recognized by your soul. And if you recognize it from your soul, then you'll know the difference between if it comes from your mind or if it's coming directly to your soul. You'll know the truth of these things from your own experience, and not simply because you think it's this or think it's that. You come to a different understanding of what those signs mean for you. Wonderful. That's correct. Kate is asking, how long is the breath we take, then hold for 3 seconds? Yes, this is very important because each and every one of you has a different body. Each and every one of you has a very unique and priceless body. The body that you're in is unique and priceless, as it is. It was given to you as a priceless offering, allowing you to exist in this physical world. And because your bodies are unique and distinct, then the capacity of breath will be different for each every one. So in the beginning, if you have never understood this from experience, or you've never heard this presented to you before, then you must learn to clear the air out of your lungs first, and then fill your lungs completely as much as you can. And when the lungs are filled as much as they can, hold the breath for 3 seconds. And then as you exhale, release. Allow the body to release. You can allow the body to release it slowly. You may allow your body to release it quickly. It will be unique and distinct to each of you. But as you get familiar with the process of the body responding to your direction, many of you will find that the breathing will become slower. Some of you may even discover as the body gets quieter that your body might stop breathing altogether. Sometimes you might find your breath goes on forever, both the in-breath and the out-breath. It will be dynamic and unique to each of you in your own experiential reality of the body that you are in at this time. But you will certainly discover the function of the breath for yourself. So to breathe slowly and deeply, always with the clarity that you are giving your body permission to relax, to be still, to be quiet, to be open and receptive to you. You're teaching your body what it was not taught by the utilization of the breath. And likewise, you are also doing the same thing with the mind, using the breath in the same fashion that you did for the body. For the thinking, distracted mind, you breathe into it. And when you exhale, you communicate to it, be still, be quiet, be peaceful. I give you permission to be still, to be quiet, to be peaceful. Be gentle with your mind in the beginning. Be gentle with your body in the beginning. But the length and duration of the breath will vary according to your experience. As you gain more experience with this, your understanding of the breath will change. Your understanding of your mind and body will change. So it is really a dynamic process that you will go through. It's not just going to be one breath all the time. As your experience will necessitate, you will acquire a different understanding. And with a different understanding, the way you'll approach the breath will evolve and change as you gain more experience with it. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I've been told I have 3 higher guardians. Well, white soul photo, meaning, again, being told something and knowing the truth of what you were told. I mean, take global warming. They're telling you the planet is warming up, and you have to stop. They put all this fear, but if you listen and feel, you can hear that when somebody's presenting a lie to you, there's often a vibration of fear. You can feel the vibration. If you're not caught up in survival, and if you're not caught up in your mind body, you can hear the truth, right? So you can connect your guardian angels right now. Like right now, take a deep breath and relax and request that they come close to you. Request that they come close to you. And again, in our Masterclass series, you learn to change the vibrational state that your mind and body are in first. You want your mind and body to be closer to a frequency of love than closer to a frequency of fear. The closer to love you are, the higher the likelihood of connecting to beings that are on that frequency. As equally as you're in a state of fear or anxiety, you will connect to beings on that frequency. And there's no right or wrong or judgment about that. There's simply, you just need to learn the process of teaching your mind and body to be in a frequency closer to love than fear. And you do this in several simple ways that we will happily articulate for you when you're ready. How to be in vibration. Somebody's asking how to be in vibration with Jesus. Well, with any of the ascended beings that are with us here today, the closer you are to the frequency of love, the more you will connect to them energetically. It's like you dial, let's say you dial my phone number. That phone number that you dial is connected directly to me as a frequency. The numbers are connected to a frequency. Everybody's phone numbers are a frequency. So when you connect that frequency, we will connect. When you get closer to love, further from fear, then you get closer to these high vibrational beings that are in that frequency of love and fear. But to answer your question, he wants me to tell you, be still, and I shall be with you. Be completely still. You have made your intention known to connect to me and my love. Be still. You've already made the invitation. Be still, and I will be with you. Wow, I love that. It's wonderful. Thank you. You're very welcome. I love that. Hi, guys. Good to see you. Hello, I'm a psychic medium. Was told by an elderly woman more gifts will be opening. Is this true? Yes, Christy. But it's very important you understand that there are processes. And I encourage you to go to my YouTube channel after this live event today. The other thing you can do, Christy, is you can book a reading with me one-on-one. Go to my website. You can do that, williammichaelforbes.com. Use the coupon code Enlightenment, and you get a 30% discount off half-hour or 1-hour readings. And connect to your guides and angels directly. Know them from within yourself, that you know, right? That you know that you know. You will know when you know. But the doubt that you have is because you do not know. But the doubt is the illusion, because we have been with you for some time now. And this is why you have been exploring this realm. But to know that you know what you think you do not is very important for you at this time. To know what you do not know is very important to you at this time. Again, I encourage you to go book a reading with me. It will give you the answers you need. My girlfriend Patty passed in April. Are there any messages for me? Hi, thank you so much. Just let yourself receive that. Like there's just so much love there. Just give yourself the chance to just feel that. Like close your eyes and feel the love that is there. She wants me to say to you, as deep as the love is, your happiness must grow here in this world. She said, I'm really excited for you. I'm really excited about this journey I'm on too. Something about taking care of the dog. Take good care of the dogs. Take good care of them. Take good care of them. That, yes, that is pleasing. Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Patty. Appreciate that. Let's see. I think we just heard something here. Let's see. I think we just heard the money bell there. That's what I'm calling it anyway. Let's see. Who have we got here? Somebody asking a question here. This is exciting. I'm just learning how to do this, so this is fun. My three-dimensional self is so Destiny is asking, while in meditation and other various times, I have a child's toy that is turned off that keeps playing. What does that mean? You're going past distraction. The moment, they're telling me to tell you, the moment that toy turns off, to go into the delicious stillness. There are three beings. Two of them are your guardian angels. One of them is the ascended Master Gabriel. That in that exquisite moment of stillness, when the silence is first felt, our presence will be with you in this place. Allow yourself to be with us in that place. So it's like, again, that moment where the silence first happens. Don't stay caught in the why the toy stopped me. Go into the stillness of that moment. That's when these two guardian angels and Gabriel want to connect with you in the stillness, because they can't connect you into ego mind. The minute you start thinking, why'd they do that? Why'd that do? You go into ego, you go into thinking. They want you to go into being, experiencing their energy with you and your energy with them. The experience. There's going to be a door that opens in that moment, a door of feeling. There will be a feeling that you will become aware of that is within you that will allow you to begin to enable a different function in your world while you are here in service to others. Wow, that's really cool. Thank you. Thank you so much for that question, Destiny. That's beautiful. Yeah, I like Archangel Gabriel. He's pretty cool. There we go. Thank you so much. There we go. Yeah, if I can't get to your question, it's not that I don't want to. It's just that there's a lot of people. Someone's saying here, Bianca is saying, I heard a woman's voice say something very loudly in my right ear. I couldn't make out what the voice said. Who was this? I'm getting that this was a native grandmother. This is a grandmother that was an ancient tribal native from the Great Plains Indians. And she wanted you to hear the voice of Mother Earth, to hear the voice of Mother Earth, to honor her, to nurture her, to be with her in the healing journey, Wow. They're telling me too, to tell you that if you go back to the memory of when that happened, recall the sensation that you experienced, not trying to figure out what was said, but the vibration that was given to you in that moment was directly from Gaia, was directly from Mother Earth, communicating her love and her wisdom to you in terms of how you're going to serve her energy in your walk in this time and space. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. Someone's saying here, I've been asking my higher self, God, etc., for months. Yeah, for those of you that are still asking, the coupon code for registering is enlightenment. If you want to get the 30% discount off, use the coupon code enlightenment. It's written there on the website too, but I'm saying that to you now because a couple of you have registered without using the coupon code. And I really want you to get that discount because our rates will be changing next year. And I want you to get this discount. Please remember, enlightenment is the discount code. You don't have to do that. I've been asking my higher self, God, etc., for months now for answers to find an attorney. I finally received a name in my dream last night. Is this the name I should go with? It's important that you feel. It's important that you feel that this name expands the energy around the heart chakra. That when you feel the name of that attorney, does your heart open or does it close? Because what they were saying a little earlier to somebody else is you oftentimes our personality gets in the way of our perception and distorts what we're receiving. So you speak or think that lawyer's name and feel how the heart chakra reacts. That's the quickest way they say that you'll know. Because if it's the right person, the heart chakra will open. If it's not, it will close, right? And you'll learn all this. And if you take our Masterclass 101 Awakening, you'll learn all of this. You'll learn all of these processes that they teach through all of us. They really do. It's quite remarkable. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Yeah, remember to subscribe, like, share this live event with other people. You did not come here to suffer. You came here to grow and evolve. How can I best work with 3 spirit guides? White soul photo. Again, a lot of you want to step into the spirit world. You watch all these things on television, like some of those terrible shows about the demons and stuff. Like, stop it. Stop watching those shows. There's a concerted effort to disconnect people from their communion with the spirit world. But in order to connect to the spirit world, like they said earlier, there is good and evil in spirit. There's good and evil in matter, time and space. Good and evil exist in both realms. So it's important, if you're going to start exploring the realm of the invisible, you want to connect your guides and your angels, start the journey off on the right feet. What does that mean? Like they said earlier, they said, learn to shift your energy and your vibration. Learn to get your consciousness, your awareness closer to a state of love. Don't go into exploring the invisible realm in a state of fear, because you'll attract that energy. As equally as if you're angry and upset in this world, you'll attract events that match that energy. The laws are universal. Yahweh, I heard you. The laws are universal. The laws are universal. So raise your vibration. And again, you'll learn how to do this. You can learn the simple, practical steps to raise the vibration of your body, to raise the vibration of your mind, so that you're going to be prepared physically and mentally to interact with the spirit world. It's like anything else. You want to be a track and field expert, you've got to learn certain things to do that. You want to learn to climb mountains, you have to learn certain techniques to climb mountains. You want to be a skydiver or an artist or a politician or an intellectual, you'll need to learn certain skills. And the same is true in exploring the realm of the invisible, the spirit world. There's certain things you need to know in order to navigate it constructively and safely. You have to prepare for that. Even Jesus talked about this in the Christian Bible. At least they didn't take it all of what he said out. At least they didn't distort everything. But he said, prepare ye the way. Like he did, he prepared his body. He fasted. He prepared his mind, even though he was probably one of the most highly trained mystics in the last 2,000 years. He still prepared his body and mind to commune with God, to connect his energy to be one with God. He had to prepare his body and mind to receive the Holy Spirit. And you need to do the same thing. It doesn't matter whether you call it Spirit or Holy Spirit or your guides or angels. You need to prepare. Yogananda prepared. Buddha prepared. They all prepared. All the masters prepared their bodies. They prepared their minds. You see this in Shaolin monks. They prepare their bodies They prepare their minds to do extraordinary things in this dimension. And you have to prepare your body and prepare your mind to go into another dimension. You have to be prepared. If you're not prepared, it's like letting yourself run across a busy highway, letting a child run across a busy highway that doesn't understand what cars is. It's insanity. You need to understand how to navigate. And when they gave us the Masterclasses, they gave us all simple, easy tools to learn how to navigate. Just like your parents taught you how to walk, how to talk, how to know, look left, look right, green light, red light. They taught you to navigate in this physical dimension. Well, you need to be taught and learn the rules and the laws of the non-physical dimensions as well, because there's good and evil on all planes of consciousness in all dimensions. Contrary to what they say, there is good and evil on all planes. Otherwise, there'd be no impetus to grow, would there? Right? Somebody's saying, I thought about you yesterday, William. You haven't been showing up in my video feed. And then today, voila. Yeah, everything happens in order. I have no control over what's going to happen. Right? The only thing you can control is your awareness, your thoughts, and your body. And you have to learn to do that. And I'm by no means an expert. I'm really good at being an instrument for wisdom to allow them to communicate through me. That's an area that I've become very proficient in, and I'm by no means perfect at it. Mediumship also has to be learned. It's a skill, like learning to walk was a skill for a child. Mediumship is a skill that has to be developed, but everybody, without exception, has access to realms of information beyond what is known in your mind. You look at wonderful intellectuals like Jordan Peterson, who I have great respect for his incredible intellect, that has a deep understanding of life, a deep love and a passion for life that gives him access to information beyond what even he knows. That's why he can suddenly know something that he didn't know a moment before, and he finds himself saying it. And there are many of us, every one of us, every one of you has access to invisible information that is in the realm of consciousness that you can learn to pull in. So I'm glad I showed up on your feed. There's an order to everything. And that order of your life is dependent upon the vibration that you are consciously in. And you can change and alter the frequency of your vibration with but a single breath. With a single breath, you can alter the frequency of your consciousness. You can release and relinquish fear, depression, and anxiety if you understand how to use your breath. You can bring your anxiety and your depression to stillness. Like that. If you understand how to use the breath. In the beginning, you may not understand, but if you use the breath, knowing that you are directing the body, when you can use the breath and direct the mind to be still, and you gain a knowledge through the application of the process, and through the gaining of knowledge through the application of the process, you have experience. And with experience, when you have that first moment where you say to the mind, be still, be quiet, be peaceful, and it responds to you, and you go, oh, my fear went away for a moment. My depression stopped for a moment. Now you begin to awaken, and now you begin to gain experience that you are indeed the authority over your mind and body. That you can take that authority back from the world and restore yourself to it. Wow. Thank you, brother. I got time for 2 more questions here. Yes. So Katrina's asking, William, can I please get a message from this ascendant around my Kundalini path right now? And when the clairvoyance opens for healing work with others? Thank you so much. They're saying to tell you, it will open, and you will know it is opened because it will be open. Right now, you are in the preparatory stages. You are in the stage of preparing the mind and the body to be open and receptive to what they do not know. In that place between the known and the unknown, you are in that place between the two right now, that you're still learning to relinquish your attachment to what you know. And in that moment, when you relinquish your attachment to what you know, you become open to what you do not know. To simply be clear that you are now opening to what you do not know, that is needed to be articulated in the world of the known. That is, that you get to bring forth what you do not know in the application of your service in this world. But there is this place that you're in between right now, where you are simply yourself being aware. You have the mind, you have the body in stillness, but you are still not free of the mind and body yet. But you are at that place where you begin to become open. You've established enough love in your heart. And again, this becomes very important. The frequency at which you exist in that moment where you move from the known to the unknown, are you in that state of joy? Are you in that state of love? Are you in that state of playful curiosity and creativity? In the vibration of these things, will you receive the inspiration that is like them, and the guidance and the words and the actions that need to be performed from them shall be granted to you in that place. So be patient. Be patient. The meal shall be served when you are hungry enough to eat. Wow. Thank you, Kat. That's a great question. Can I share again the exact days and times of the master class? You can easily, Kate, go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com, and go to the shop, and it will give you the dates and times of all the master class. And remember, there's 2 links for every class. One is for repeat students and one is for new students. Choose the link for new students. But the 103 and 104 masterclass, which you could register for now, but I recommend that you register now to get the discount. But make a note in your signing up that you want to take the later version, which will come after the next 101 and 102. But the 101 course, I believe, begins March the 6th, and the 102 course, so 101 in March the 6th, it runs for 3 weeks, and then the 102 course begins in late March and runs for 3 weeks, and then the 103 and the 104 will follow after that. And again, it's a very exciting time. Don't delay. Remember, use the coupon code Enlightenment to register. But yeah, so the 101 begins in March. The 102 begins in late March. The 103 will be in mid-April, I believe. 104, I think, will start in May. Again, these courses were given to us, and I channel the Ascended Masters in the lessons that are presented there. And our other instructors channel the beings that they work with in the fashion that they do. So be ready to surrender your suffering, because that's what happens when you start to go down this path. You end up surrendering your suffering. So if you're ready to end your suffering, surrender it, because you're not your suffering. Your suffering is not who you are. You are not your depression. You are not your anxiety. That is stuff that's been conditioned into your neural psychology by your environmental experiences. Once you realize you're not your body, you have a body. You're not your mind, you have a mind. You'll learn all this. You're going to learn all this. Everything you've heard today, they will teach you. You will learn firsthand from the Ascended Masters. So yeah, Kate, just go and register. Don't wait. Get the discount. Remember, Maria, I'm told to tell you he spoke to you earlier. Master Jesus is saying he spoke to you earlier. Were you not listening? Were you not listening? It's important you understand that I am with you. In love, I am with you. In fear, I will appear to be away from you, but I am always with you even then. In love, you will realize I'm with you. When you are in fear, if you are willing to realize I am with you, then your fear shall be gone and love shall be present. If in fear you realize I am with you, then your fear shall be gone and your love shall be present, and I will be with you. Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah. I think we got a couple more questions we can get to. Someone's saying, I drive for a living. The other day I had a near miss. Who helped me that night? I felt someone there. That was Archangel Michael with you. He shows up a lot. When you understand the nature of consciousness, because people think in terms of how can Master Jesus, how can Archangel Michael, how can God be everywhere all at once? People ask that question, right? And they've always said the same thing. When you understand the capacity that your awareness is not localized to any one point of time and space, that your awareness can expand far beyond the scope of a physical body, then it becomes fairly easy to comprehend and understand how it is possible that we can be with you, so many of you at once. Then you'll understand that we do not have the same limits that you have in your perception of a single life in a single body. We are not bound by those same rules or laws, right? Thank you. That's good. Yeah. You know, we are in such an amazing time on this planet, and you're part of it. Imagine that you can easily shift your awareness from fear to love. Imagine that you can actually do that, and you can. Imagine knowing that you can do that and gaining the knowledge and experience that you can do that. How quickly we can collectively shift our consciousness from fear to love on a global scale. Because they keep telling me that Master Jesus told me that we have until like May of 2044 to shift our energy collectively from fear to love, more so, to rebalance the system. You know, a lot of people talk about the great planetary reset. And the reason it happens because our energy on such a vast scale. This is not the first civilization to be so prevalent around the planet. There were civilizations far more advanced, far more technologically involved than we could ever hope to achieve in our current state of consciousness. That our consciousness, they learned, interacted with conditions of time and space beyond the perceptible. That is the sun, the other planets, the solar system, the galaxy. We all interact with it. Your anger, your love, your playfulness, your greed, they interact energetically. They affect everything. You know, John Bradshaw, who is an expert in family systems theory. He likens, the interaction that we have with family members to like a mobile above a child's crib, where you have a mobile hanging down over a child's crib. And that mobile, and many of you may have seen them, when the parents put them up and they spin around, they sing. If that mobile is very still and you touch any one part of that mobile with your hand, the whole thing moves slightly. And they tell me that that's a great allegory for how we collectively as a species affect time, space, and matter and the solar system. That our dominant emotional energy is like that finger touching the mobile. And our planetary system is a giant mobile, and our energy interacts with it. Our love interacts with time, space, and matter. Our joy, our fear interacts with time, space, and matter. And the way love interacts with time, space, and matter is very different than the way fear and anger interacts with time, space, and matter. And those in power and authority who are greedy, who are evil, who are destructive, who are warring, who are pitting humanity one against the other, those individuals are building these huge bunkers because they know what their evil has done. They know what their evil is doing. and they cannot escape it. Hear me, please. None of you can escape the effects of your own causing, no matter how deep your hole may be, no matter how high your ships might fly. You cannot escape your evil, but you can transcend it. You can undo what is done. You can shift your function from fear to love. That is your only way to escape the effects of your own causes. The function of love. So anyway, that process that they talk about, like that, like it's immobile, and you have a chance, those of you that are hearing this all now and have been with us since the beginning of the transmission today, that you realize that the closer you come to remembering that you are a function of love, that you have choice. You can be a function of fear. You're free to suffer if you want, but you're also free to surrender that suffering and restore yourself to love. And both states of energy will create very different conditions for you in your material world and in your afterlife. That when you're not in a physical dimension, the energy you bring with you when you leave the body will be creative equally in a non-physical plane as is in the physical plane. They're just different degrees of one and the same thing, right? And they tell me this all the time. It's one of the reasons why you want to, if you want to leave, if you're in a state of anger and rage and sadness, and you decide to leave the body because you don't want to be in the discomfort, you're going to bring that energy with you, and you'll end up experiencing creations in a non-physical dimension. You need to learn to master your energy. You can change the vibration of anger into the manifestation of love. You can shift your energy. There are simple ways we can show you that you can shift your energy from the sorrow and the pain to remembering how exquisitely beautiful you are. You can remember these things. You can journey away from your suffering back to the essence of what you are. And then you can restore your love to your mind and body. You can restore love to your mind and body. You can do this. You can learn this. We will show you how to do this. And then you will learn by doing it. Wow. Yes, we can. Well, guys, I'm so grateful. It's a beautiful Saturday morning, and I'm honored and privileged to be here with you. Oh, thank you for subscribing to my TikTok channel. I really appreciate that. And I want to thank everybody. Whatever way you can support the channel is greatly appreciated. It truly is. And I'm honored and privileged to be able to be of service. I want to thank all the divine beings that work with and through us. I want to thank them right now. I want them to know that I'm grateful for all that is unfolding in our lives. And we're in for the most amazing opportunity. Right? Yes. I don't know why, but somebody's saying, does Master Jesus have a message for my daughter, Michelle? Yes. He's saying, in the wee stillness, be in the wee stillness. Go to the quiet place. Go away from your thinking mind into the wee stillness. Get close to me there. I am in the stillness with you. I am in the stillness with you. Go to the wee stillness. What the Ascended were saying at the very beginning about the breath, and I again tell your daughter Michelle to go to my YouTube channel and watch the replay of this, where they walk us through the process of breath. Anyway, I'm honored and I'm privileged, and thank you, Master Jesus, for that message for that individual in the wee stillness. I'm laughing because the way the tone of voice he was using, it was like a leprechaun. He had like a little playful leprechaun's voice. The wee stillness, right? That's how I was hearing it in my mind. It was pretty amazing. They do have a sense of humor too. Someone saying, I am a healer. And as I was just in my healing room, my wall picture fell off the wall. Any messages? Yeah, keep going. Do not get distracted by the world. Stay in the vibration of your function. Do not let the distractions and the seductions of the world keep you in fear. We are with you. We work through you. As you work with us, stay in the space, the vibration of healing. There will be many distractions that you will face. Do not let the distractions of fear dissuade you from your function of love. Not for a moment. Not for a single moment. Here's a really great question. How do we know? Remember, if you got a question, I'm not going to get to all the questions. I'm going to be honest with you. I just can't, right? You can use the super chat feature, or you can use the Linktree link in my bio, and you can ask your question directly. But we do try to get to as many questions as we can, because it's about liberating you from the lie of who you think you're not, right? How do we know our loved ones has transitioned? I still feel them with me. That's how you know they've transitioned. You're feeling their energy. They're not in a physical form. A lot of people get confused about this because you get so conditioned to thinking they're in a physical. When you're feeling their energy around you like that, they are no longer in the physical dimension, but they're in the dimension of energy. In that place, they're still interacting with you because they want to communicate with you. They want to share and complete certain things with you. And you, like, when you feel them around you, sit down and commune with their energy. Again, learning to keep your ego out of the way, because you can exchange way more information without the thought process. You can transmit information back and forth between each other without the thinking mind. You can actually transmit information without the thinking process of thought, as you understand it in your physical dimension. But they want you to feel their love, their joy, their gratitude. They want you to know that it does not end. It does not end with the flesh. They want you to know that. But keep in mind, I'm being told to reiterate something that I said earlier. If you're going to leave the physical dimension, do so in a state of love and grace. If you leave this dimension in a state of fear or anger or a negative emotional state, then you're going to leave with a vibrational energy that will plug you back into that. Those are the entities on that realm of information, right? There's good and evil in the physical dimensions. There's good and evil in the non-physical dimensions. And the vibration of your mind and body in this dimension determines what you connect to in this world. And the same thing is true in terms of the vibration of your consciousness when you leave this physical world. Will connect you to the vibrational similarities that are there, right? If you love Master Jesus, if you love Buddha, if you love the energy of Yogananda, then you will connect to their energies. You'll connect to beings like that, because they're not the only masters. There's many ascended masters, far more than you can count, right? That have been on this planet for millions upon millions of years, as each civilization had its own turn in the process of creation. I think I'll take 2 more questions and then away we'll go. Okay. They want me to answer this question for sure. They're saying, hi, when will my cancer pain go away? Listen very carefully to us. Your pain needs your love, not your denial. Your pain needs your love, not your denial. And this can be very difficult for some of you in great physical pain. But we can assure you, if you bring your love to your pain, if you're kind and patient with it, to be present with your pain, to think and speak thusly to your pain, I am with you. I will not abandon you. No matter how discomforted you are, I will not abandon you. I will neither deny you nor forsake you, for I am with you. I choose to be with you in love. You must come close to your pain in this way. Let your love be offered to your pain, not your denial. Your denial will create greater suffering. to bring yourself to your pain. I am with you. No matter what pain you are in, I give you my love. I will cherish you. I will not deny you. I will not forsake you. Speak thusly to your pain. Stay present with it, no matter how intense it might become. Let your love be your only offering to that which is suffering. Let your love be that which you offer the suffering. And you will experience some relief. Even now, as we communicate this to you, if you indulge in the fashion we have suggested, then you will feel the pain respond to you. You'll feel your pain respond to your love. As equally as you can feel your pain respond to your denial. To go away. I don't want to know that you are in pain. I don't want to feel you. No, do not deny it. You are in pain. I love you. I will bring my love close to you. No matter how much in pain you are, I love you. I will not abandon you. I will not ignore you. I will not forsake you. Be this way. Be of the spirit of love with your pain, and you shall experience love's reward as well. Wow. Thank you so much for sharing that and bringing that through for all of us. Thank you so much for doing that. I really appreciate it. Wow. Vander Perry, please let us know how that message affected you. They're telling me to tell you that we're going to stay on until you share with us what happened when you gave that message to your pain. And keep giving that message. Do not abandon your pain. Bring your love to it and let us know what happened for you, please. Please share that in the comments. People need to know. People need to know. How will I know you are not a fraud? That's a great question. When you will know when you know. But let us say to you that the pain that you have suffered because others have misled you, the pain that you have suffered because others have misled you, have prejudiced you against us. And we would simply say to you, let your trust be earned by us. We would not expect you to give your trust to us without some time of getting to know us. We would say, let us earn your trust. That is what we say. But until you understand that it is earned, we do understand that you have been harmed by others, but we are not those others. But that is for you to learn, not for us to prove. Thank you so much. Yes, I will. I do that often. I get so into the energy that they're putting through me, I forget that the body still needs proper hydration. As a medium, as a practicing medium, mediumship is a skill. You've got to develop it. It grows and builds. You allow this process of allowing happens. There are certain functions you learn. You learn about proper hydration. Again, all this is taught in our Masterclass series. You learn what your body needs to be, what your body actually needs to communicate with higher dimensional energies. Not just higher dimension, but what your body needs to exist in this world in a healthy way. Very simple things. Where's that last question? We're looking for the last question. Yeah, thank you so much. I'm not sure if we lost connection on YouTube. I still got 16 people here. Okay. Yeah, sugar is a crutch. Watch out for sugar. Understand, the ruling elites who are actually ruled by another species, by the way, the ruling elites who are ruled by another species know full well that the mechanisms of socio-economics and the food distribution network, they've learned to use these things to cut you off from the non-physical realms of information. There's a concerted effort to make you afraid of and terrified of the invisible world, while keeping you toxic and addicted in the physical world. And the moment you start to take care of yourself, like grow your own food, exercise your body, properly hydrate, get rid of the things that don't serve your body consistently, they're ruling your state of consciousness. They're keeping most people in a state of fear deliberately. They're keeping most people in a state of depression deliberately. They're keeping most people in a state of anxiety deliberately. By the movies, the television shows, they tell me this all the time. But equally, the voices of love are now coming forth into this world. The voices of love, which are much louder and softer than the noise of fear, are coming into this world with a great wave. Yeah, the darkness is falling. The darkness is falling. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Well, guys, this has been an amazing day. I'm really happy. I can just keep scrolling through here. That's correct. Yeah, somebody he told me that too. Yeah, I won't be able to get to everybody today. Victoria, yes, you will make a career change. Guys, listen, thank you so much for staying with us. Remember, if you're going to register for the Masterclass series, use the coupon code Enlightenment. I want you to have that 30% discount for all the listed services that are there. Use the coupon code Enlightenment. If you want to take the 103 and 104 after the 101 and 102, you can register now for the course, but make a note when you go to process the order, make a note that it's for the later 103 and 104 that follows the 101 and 102. I want to wish each and every one of you much, much love. I want to thank the Ascended Master Jesus, Buddha, the many other beings that were with us today. And I want to thank you for all your questions, all your considerations, and all your support. Much love, everybody. Have yourselves a wonderful and a joyful day. Bye for now.